Hey guys, welcome to Tokyo Creative Talk. I'm your host Shizuka Anderson, and today we have a very special guest, Emma, aka Tokidoki Traveller. She introduces Japan kind of through the perspective of someone from Australia living in Japan, and she documents a little bit of her travels and just life here. So it's a really great channel. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for calling it a great channel.
I love it. It's always just so down to earth and peaceful to watch.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure people enjoy learning about Japan from you as well.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, we do hope so. Good. So thank you for coming again. And I mean, we have kind of bumped into each other just once, maybe?
Yeah, we rarely see each other even though we work in the same place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just crossed paths once.
Yeah.
When Chris Broad was in the studio from abroad in Japan. So that was, we don't know each other that well yet.
Yeah, but now we have a chance to talk. We can get to know each other.
Exactly. This is our time to get to know each other a little bit.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, probably one of the main questions is, what actually got you started on YouTube?
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I used to watch YouTube a lot as a kid. We had really terrible internet, so I used to have 3 videos a day, and I used to just load them up over the course of an hour.
Really?
It was always just music videos and stuff, but I always started with YouTube, and I started watching YouTubers and little animated shorts. And eventually in 2009, I made my first YouTube video.
Whoa.
I was going through a really strong emo phase, so I had some black hair going on, and I was going through a random phase as well, so a lot of it was me holding up things and just saying the name of it and then doing a quick jump cut to something else.
Really?
It wasn't good. I remember I uploaded it to YouTube and then I took it down.
Still there? Okay,
I took it down. I couldn't, I knew, I was I'm gonna regret this one day, so I just took it down, yeah. But I found it. Ages ago I reviewed it on my channel. But
you did?
Yeah.
So actually, if we search that out on your channel, you can see the
reacting to my first YouTube video thing.
Oh my god, and you had black hair.
So I think one of them I had black hair, one of them I had pink hair. Maybe I went through a lot of phases with colors.
That's cool, that's cool.
Yeah. But after that, I just watched a lot of YouTubers, and eventually I wanted to do YouTube, but I didn't know what to talk about. I lived in Australia, things felt kind of boring for me. I was going to university and everything, but eventually at the end, this is kind of interesting. At university, we could choose what we wanted to study in our final year. So I studied acting at university, and I wanted to study something that would help me into the industry I wanted to enter after university.
That's cool, okay.
Yeah, so I studied YouTube personalities and personas.
Nice.
Because every time I went in front of a camera, I didn't feel like myself.
Yeah.
I tried to kind of become a YouTuber, so I'd be like, hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm gonna demonstrate this. And it really felt very wrong to me.
Right, it just felt like you were putting on a show too much.
And I wanted to find a kind of more truthfulness, because this might be going too deep into it, but there are a lot of people coming out with videos saying, I put on a personality for YouTube. I want to show you the real me. There was a lot of that happening around that time.
Right.
And I was like, well, what is the real you? And I was kind of looking into that because we're kind of different people in front of different people.
Yeah.
I'm different in front of you than I am in front of my mom.
Right, of course.
Yeah, so it's kind of deciding who you want to be in front of the camera.
Right.
Was the kind of thing that I studied, so.
That's really cool that you could take a course about that. I didn't know that they even
well, I had to kind of make it up myself.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people studied, children's theatre, or how to tour your own theatre company, or how to make a company, that kind of thing, so they could stay in Australia and make those things happen. But I knew I wanted to travel to Japan. So I was like, I need something that I can take with me, that I can do anywhere, especially in a country where I can't speak the language.
Right.
So I was like, YouTube. So that's why I chose to study it.
So now I'm wondering, so you kind of studied acting, and was that kind of your original, were you really thinking about, I want to do YouTube specifically, or were you thinking I want to go more into television?
Yeah. Well, when I started the acting course, when I first started, I thought, I want to be big in Brisbane, where I'm from.
Okay.
I wanted to be on a billboard in Brisbane.
That's
and
awesome.
I wanted this when I first started. I was like, yeah, people from my high school will know that I'm really cool.
Right. Okay.
That was like
the
my
big dream.
my vision.
Right.
Yeah, I know which billboard I was picturing it on, and I was like, yeah, my face is going to be on that one day. And
That's really cute.
yeah, eventually I realized the world was a bit bigger than Brisbane.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, I was like, I don't want to just do, like, Australian acting is amazing. I really respect actors there, but I just don't know if I could do Australia.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you feel like the hurdle is quite high, or
the competition in Australia is really strong. There's some really great actors there, but I just wasn't happy there. I love Australia and everything, but there wasn't this thing that made me feel at home. There wasn't the thing that made me feel really happy.
Oh, really?
And I found it when I came to Japan. I just came here on holiday, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm really happy here.
This is like the place you just felt like it was like meant for you.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm home. Like, I felt the most myself here. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to try to shape my acting degree into Japan. And I didn't quite know how I was gonna do it. So that's why in my final year, decided to study YouTube, so I could at least bring something when I traveled. So,
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Wow, so you kind of took acting and you just kind of like molded it to YouTube.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because I was like, do I want to play characters on YouTube? And I was like, that feels kind of cringy to me because like, I love acting on stage, and I love acting if other people are editing, other people are doing stuff. But if it's watching my own acting, I found it a little bit difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I can relate.
Yeah. But if I'm just being myself, it's really easy to edit things, and yeah. So I was like, yeah.
It's easier to watch yourself being yourself.
Yeah.
I think. Like, instead of like, I don't know, you don't need to like judge your acting skills when you're editing.
Like at university, they were like, don't act in front of a mirror. Don't do it, because then you'll be so present in your own mind because you'll see your own body doing stuff. When you can't see your body, you vision yourself as the character. So you're like kind of unconscious as yourself as you're being the character. But if you're in front of a mirror, it's like, well, there I am.
Right.
So if I was filming myself doing characters, I feel that would really break them down a lot, you know, and infect them with myself and my own judgments of my own body. So
that makes sense. Yeah. So I've taken like an acting class before, but it wasn't at university. Like, it was kind of like a workshop. So I didn't really hear about this kind of information.
Acting at university was really intense.
Oh, bet it was.
Like, it was so frustrating going through it, and people being like, oh, acting, that sounds so much fun. And I'm like, no. It was really intense. There was a lot of late hours. We went to school 5 to 7 days a week, depending on what production we were doing. And it was just like constant hard work and constant searching to find how you could better yourself and better your craft.
Wow.
But it's kind of sad because now I'm in Japan, they don't really have that kind of acting here.
That's true.
Very different. Like, I do a little bit of modeling and acting on the side.
Yes.
And I will never play any character that I could play in Australia. Here, I'm the foreigner.
Yes, that's what happens.
Yeah.
When you come to Japan, I think you kind of just get typecast as a foreigner.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
you don't get any depth to anything that you're acting.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, a lot of it, they're like, say anything you want, because we're gonna dub you over.
Right.
So I can stand there and be like, washing machine, I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And they're like, perfect, great, amazing job.
Good. I have a funny story. My friend does that as well. He's French. He's from France. And he had a role in something where he needed to be a French guy and speak French. Yeah. At a wedding, he was like a guest at a wedding. I don't know what it was. But he literally said washing machine in French.
Yeah.
Like instead of congratulations, come washing machine. And they just like kept it in there. Because nobody knows what he's saying.
Yeah. You can get away with stuff here though, because of that. And everything, like, I've had experiences with that kind of stuff here that I would have never had in Australia because it's so bizarre.
Right.
Like, I remember one audition I went to, it was just me and one other girl, and we got there and it was all of these shirtless guys in a room.
Oh, whoa.
And they were like hot, and I was like, what's going on? And I heard people screaming from the other room. This was a beer commercial.
What?
And I walked in and this guy was shirtless, just like, ah, while the director kicked soccer balls at his chest and he like slowly died.
Oh my God.
And they're like, come in, okay, so you are the goddess. Okay, you are sexy. Be sexy on that table. That table is the soccer goal. Be sexy on the table.
You sat on a table?
I lay on a table and I was like, ooh, yeah. And then they're like, okay, now you are on fire. And I was like, what? Like sexy on fire?
Or like literally on, like,
they're like, no, really on fire. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be on fire. And they're like, yeah, do it. And I just like screamed at the top of my lungs, and I was like, oh my god! And I was like, my flesh is coming off. I like fell to the ground, reaching out to all these shirtless guys, like, somebody help me!
Oh my god.
It was like, yeah, I would never have that experience in Australia,
That's so bizarre and like hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that what did they use that? Like did they?
No, they didn't. I didn't get the role.
No. It's like that would have been so amazing.
Yeah. Oh well.
That was an audition?
Yeah. A lot of the auditions are.
So
yeah.
funny. Oh
There's
my
some crazy stuff here.
I
But
can't believe they were kicking soccer balls at
Yeah.
a guy's like bare stomach.
yeah, I don't know.
Ouch.
Just walking into that room, I was like, okay, we're doing this kind of thing now.
But I mean, it's kind of good. Like it's a good memory. Like just all the stuff that happens in Japan that you would never experience anywhere else.
I love all of these crazy things because they're such great stories that I'd never find anywhere else. But it's like the sweetness of that and also the bitterness of, I don't know if I'll ever be able to act again.
Right.
And I've thought about doing acting on like YouTube, but there's the same thing that I said before. I don't know if I have, because I'd have to write my own characters, write my own scripts, which I'm not that confident doing.
Right.
I like using other people's scripts, but then I don't want to use someone else's script and just read out some Shakespeare on a YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to get that kind of creativity into my YouTube videos without fully going into actor zone. I'm kind of trying to figure that out.
It's tricky because it's nice if you have other people to work with you, like someone who is like a creative writer, and you can get like some new original stuff together. And then of course other actors to work with is really helpful.
Definitely, yeah.
Like doing it alone is a whole other hurdle.
And if you do stuff alone, I feel that you can't really judge yourself. You can't really base your actions off anybody else's. It's acting is one of the things is like acting is reacting, and so if someone else says something, you react exactly off what they say. But if you're doing just a monologue all the time, it's like, how can you fully improve yourself without all that feedback?
Yeah, you can't really react to much if you're alone. I mean, you can kind of react to your environment, but or like some kind of internal mental struggle. I don't know if you can like create that. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard.
That's the interesting thing though about the lens of the camera is because it can't react. And so with YouTube videos, in normal conversation, we're reacting off each other.
Right.
But when you talk to a camera, there's nothing to react off of.
Right.
And so, figuring out who you're going to be in front of the camera, you don't have anything to react off, so you kind of build yourself up, and that's kind of where personas and personalities come from, which is interesting, kind of full circle.
Right. So that kind of brings me to, the struggle of like talking by yourself in front of a camera. You kind of like, unintentionally, you need to create this kind of presenting character, you know?
Yeah.
How do you prevent going too far? Like, how do you stay, I don't know, mellow and just like kind of relatable on camera?
Well, I tell the camera my secrets. If I've got something going on in my life, a lot of YouTubers, you have to keep your life secret. Otherwise, people are going to feed into it and be like, you don't want to reveal your personal information to everyone.
Right.
So I just go to the camera, I turn it on, I say, I'm feeling terrible today. I have a sore throat, I'm tired, this is happening in my life, this is happening in my life. It sucks so bad, and I wish I could tell you, but I can't. All right, let's start now. And so it's like I've told them everything that's going on, but I just cut that bit out.
Right, okay.
And then we start off like we're friends and we've been talking forever because you know everything about me. Like I'm comfortable enough talking to the camera because I can just edit the conversation to everything that's appropriate, you know?
Right, okay.
It just keeps it fresh.
So first you kind of go like no filter. And you just talk like it's your kind of personal diary.
Yeah.
And then you kind of cut out the bits that you think people might not want to hear or
it's like too personal.
It's too personal, exactly.
Definitely.
That's really nice. That's a nice approach.
And sometimes just having an honest chat, I look back and I'm like, I don't need to cut anything out. And those are usually videos that people are like, thank you for saying that, because I really needed to hear that someone else was going through that kind of thing.
Right.
So it's kind of good to be able to say everything and look back over it and be like, this is actually useful for other people to see.
Of course, yeah. Like there are definitely times where people want that raw, like they want to know that what you feel is the same as the things that they feel. And, you know, the struggles they go through are the same that you go through.
Definitely.
Because in a way, if you become a well-known YouTuber, you're kind of like this, people kind of imagine you as sort of a celebrity.
Yeah, and you can cut your life to show the most perfect parts. And that's what most people do, like Instagram, any kind of social media. You can just cut and paste and edit, and it's so easy to show just the best bits. It's hard to show every other part. Like, I know. It's really hard to include every single struggle that you go through.
It is.
But it's really easy to just be like, everything's really good right now, when it's always been good.
That's very true.
That's why people get shocked, like, if there's like, I don't know, a YouTube couple, they've been filming for so long, and then eventually at the end they're like, okay, we're breaking up, it's too hard. We didn't show any of the fights that we had, but we had a lot of troubles, and people are so shocked because there's no lead up to it, but that you can just cut it out and make it perfect.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to show the struggles and the kind of humanness of you.
That's
on
really
YouTube.
true. Yeah, I think that's what people are kind of craving in the end. Like, in a way, there is a limit where maybe you're showing too much. Like, it might be something that people don't want to see.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
But, you know, it's good to find that balance.
Yeah.
And I think you've kind of grasped that.
Which
is kind of the whole, you know, theme or like purpose of your channel, which is to be kind of authentic and relatable.
Like, I think if every video was me going, oh, life's really hard and blah, like being too honest, I think it'd be a bit of a rough channel. But a lot of it is just a process of life. Like, I'm going to school now and I'm traveling here now, and there's a lot of positives, but I think it's okay to not be fully positive all the time. So sometimes there'll be a video that's like, here's how everything's going. And now we're back to how good things are, but here's also how things are going. So I think it's good to have a mix.
Yeah, the natural like up and down of life, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. That's really good. So I also wanted to know, what do you think was your most successful video to date? Like, kind of
like views-wise?
Yeah, I guess views-wise, yeah.
So the most successful one, I think now it's the Tiny Capsule Hotel video. Okay. Yeah, I think that one's the top, and then the second one is the Tiny Apartment video.
Okay.
That was the original one that boosted me to actually get quite a larger following, which was really good.
That's great.
Yeah, but I think the one now is the Capsule Hotel video.
Okay.
That's the biggest one.
That's cool.
Anything with tiny in the title, really.
It's like a key, that's a little hint for the YouTubers out there.
Yeah, for a little tiny or apartment or anything, tiny something, yeah.
Really? So what do you think was like actually kind of the key to the success of those two videos? Was it the fact that like the tininess was so interesting for people, or was it, I don't know, was it the way you presented it, or?
Well, with the Capsule Hotel video, I think Capsule Hotel is really interesting. Those videos usually get quite a few views, but it was I said like Tokyo's, maybe it was the only girls capsule hotel.
Okay.
Or like Tokyo's girls only capsule hotel.
Right.
I think the girls only bit really brought a lot of people in, whether they liked it or hated it. A lot of people said that it was really sexist, and that why not both, or I want a men's capsule hotel. Little do they know that most capsule hotels are for men only. Right. I mean, I could have explained that in the video, but I didn't think people would, you know. I shouldn't assume intelligence on the internet, but you know, I thought people might have a Google. But, you know.
Yeah, people can't be bothered sometimes to Google that.
Yeah, so I remember looking through a few comments and being like, oh God, we're going this way now. A lot of angry sexism calling people on the girls only capsule hotel video. So I think the girls only and capsule hotel really brought people in. Right. And then there's the tiny apartment one. I think the thumbnail really brought people in because it had me, because it was a narrow apartment, so I could touch both the walls, which was like the selling point, and it was me going, oh, like I can touch the walls. A lot of people got mad about that and said I could just turn sideways and I could stretch my arms, but you know,
you're like, that's not really the point.
That's not the point. But thank you for pointing that out. Finally, I can actually turn to the side.
Like I never realized.
Yeah, thank God. Oh. You saved me.
So funny.
But yeah, I think the thumbnail brought people in. Okay. But yeah, people got, that video was so long because I was still like learning how to make YouTube videos. Right. I mean, I'm always learning, but I was at quite the beginning. So the video's like 20 minutes long or something. Okay. It's really long. And everyone's like, how did she make this so long for the smallest apartment?
That's so funny. I think because I watched that video and you did like cover everything.
Yeah. Everything meant a lot to me though. I was like, this is the magnet and this is the other magnet. I was really particular.
Right.
But yeah.
But that you could tell that was genuinely like you were excited about all this new stuff. It was so novel and so interesting.
I think once they started watching, like, my positive attitude about it might have brought people in, because I was really happy there at that point, because the place I lived before that was even smaller.
Really?
Yeah, it was a terrible share house situation.
Oh.
There were no windows. It was like a futon could touch the front and the back of the wall. It was like,
oh my goodness.
it was a disgusting place. So I felt really fresh to be in my own apartment.
Yeah, I mean, definitely if you're coming from a share house, like you don't really have that much privacy. Like you have your own little space, but like
the walls were so thin, and the fridge was just a wall of rotten food. No one ever cleaned it out. And under the sink, it was just eggs, because there was this French guy who only ate like eggs. He had like 12 eggs for breakfast every day.
Oh my God.
He'd walk past me and be like, bonjour, and I'm like, shut up, egg man. Serving your damn eggs.
Oh my God.
I'd smell like eggs all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds like kind of an like a rough time.
Yeah.
You just have to, like, you're just living among all these different characters of people.
Yeah, you just gotta deal with everyone's habits and everyone's personalities.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I was happy to live by myself in my own apartment. That was really exciting. So
I could see that. And I thought, like, one thing that was nice about this video is, even if it was kind of long, you didn't really feel it.
That's
is what
good.
I felt.
That's good to hear.
And I think it was because, I don't know what it is. I was trying to think, like, what it is that makes, you know, a lot of people do vlogs of just like random things, like maybe their apartment.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll be really boring just because they'll be like,
takes time out of your life.
Yeah, and they'll just be like, this is this, and this, and it's really cool. But I think something that was nice about how you presented it was like the commentary. Like I think you had a little bit of like commentary and like humor mixed in.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a simple, here's like, this is like where I sleep and this is this. It was more like, there's more to it. It was like,
yay. Yeah.
So I thought that might be what made it more charming or like, easy to watch.
I know that a thing about me is that I really notice small things or little things that might sometimes skip other people's gazes. I don't know, like there's very specific things I love about Japan, I love about places that I visit. I'll notice small things. And so with my apartment, I knew every little thing about it that I appreciated and enjoyed. And I always tried to see the positive side. So I think that's what came through in that video. I hope. I'm so worried that now that I don't have the same, like, I think I have the same kind of joy, but a little bit less like naive about things.
Right. You've lived and you've learned. Like, you know,
I'm getting a little bit older, not by much, but I'm a little bit older, tiny bit wiser.
Right. When was that, by the way, that you actually moved into that apartment?
It was the beginning of 2016. So.
Oh, so it was like about 2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I lived there for about 11 months, and then I moved to my last place, and then I lived there for a year, just over a year, and now I've just moved into like a kind of a 3-room apartment.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? Like after, it's like, I can't even touch the walls.
I went into the bathroom and I was just like,
the bathroom! Oh, that's the best.
Because I've only ever had those Japanese plastic bathrooms, which is like the bath, the toilet.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you could do that.
No.
And this new one, there's tiles on the walls, and I'm like, holy crap.
Living in the lap of luxury.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if, I've peaked in my life.
I know.
This is the top.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh man.
I know. And you're living in a place that's just like so green and like, so you can absorb, like you can go home and actually like feel comfortable and relax.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of plants and greenery. Yes. I don't know, coming from Australia, there's a lot of animals and plants everywhere. There's just a lot of vegetation. And so in Tokyo, I was worried about kind of missing out on that.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice having so much greenery in the house, and just, it's like having pets that Like every single one's a pet, but it's like not.
All of your plants are like,
yeah.
each one is your baby.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like not the biggest consequence if they die.
Right.
That makes sense.
Like you might be like, aw.
I'm like, dang it, it didn't work out, but it's not like
it's
a
okay.
real pet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you do have a pet. You have a hamster, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, she's great.
That is like
I love her.
so cute.
Yeah.
Did you ever have like, I think you said you had like little, like you had mice and
Yeah.
But did you ever have like other pets as well growing up?
I've always had chickens.
No,
I've had a couple of chickens
really?
at home. Yeah.
Did you live on an acreage or like
At
a
one point we
farm?
lived on an acreage, but
Whoa.
eventually we just lived in, like urban properties. But we just had like always a section of the garden cut out for the chicken and like a little shed. If there was like a garden shed, we'd put a fence around it and that would be their home with a little bit of garden.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
And did you like take their
Yeah,
eggs?
we always had fresh eggs, yeah.
That is so nice. I would
Yeah.
love to live like that actually.
Yeah, it's so good. And chickens are really cool. They're kind of stupid, but they're like, their eyes are always, if you look at them, they're always in a state of shock. They're always like,
Really?
like alert, like that.
Wide-eyed.
Yeah.
Ready for anything.
Ready for anything. But they're really cute, and I don't know, if you come walking down, they'll come running up to you. They're really
That's
cool.
adorable. Yeah, they're like friendlier than you would expect.
Yeah, they're good. They're
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. We had chickens and guinea pigs. We had guinea pigs for ages.
So cute.
And mice.
And mice?
Mice, yeah. Oh, and a blue tongue lizard.
Oh, that's cool. You had some kind of like unusual pets.
Yeah.
You didn't have like a dog or a cat?
No, I never had a dog or a cat.
Really?
Yeah, so that's probably for the future. I do eventually want to get a cat or a dog one day, but I don't really know what I'd be doing because I've never had one. I don't have experience.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole different thing.
Yeah, so got a bit of research to do.
Yes, but someday.
Someday in the future.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, so like you live in this great, like comfortable place. Do you tend to have a lot of spare time? Like, I don't know, I feel like you're busy, doing your work, but do you have time to kind of like go out and just like relax in nature, or do you like go out with your friends a lot? What do you do in your spare time?
It's kind of weird how time just like gets away from me. I don't know. I don't even know what takes up my time when people are like, what did you do this week? I'm like, oh God, I can't remember.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of, because sometimes it'll be really busy. Because with this kind of work, it's like one week it'll be super busy and then the next week it'll be really relaxed. So sometimes I have a lot of free time and I'll, I don't know, go to the home center and like get plants or like do something to the house, or I'll go see friends. Or I like riding my bike to the park.
That's
I don't know.
nice. Do you find that you go outdoors a lot? Like, are you kind of an outdoor person?
I have to leave the house once a day. I
Really?
can't, if I'm in the house for a whole day, I'm like, I get weirdly emotional and I get kind of messed up and I'm like, but as soon as I leave the house and go for a walk, it really calms my head and I'm just like, yeah.
Right. The nature, the green soothes you, I guess.
Yeah.
So it would be tough living right in the center of the city for you.
Yeah, I don't know if I could just like go out for a walk. It would just be traffic and buildings and I need trees and people being like, hello, I need interaction and that kind of stuff.
Me too, yeah. The city is just, it's rough. Like, people don't talk to each other. You're crammed into a
Everyone's angry all the
train.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are always so angry. Like, the angriest people are on the train and in the train station and like bumping into you.
I can't deal with it.
It's rough, yeah.
So that's why I like living just like a little bit. I'm still in Tokyo technically, but I'm just like a little bit out.
I also want to change the topic a little bit. Your Tokyo Creative Play channel.
Yes.
So I didn't mention that in the introduction, but you are the host of the Tokyo Creative Play channel. So we're kind of like, I don't know.
We're two sides of the same coin, I think.
Exactly, yes. We're just like, we're literally just like the opposite sides of like what this is. But how is it hosting the Tokyo Creative Play channel? How has it been for you so far?
It's great. I'm having the best time. I just get to have fun, really. I get to talk to amazing people. I get to have different experiences. I get to try new foods. And It's great. I have a great time. The focus is mainly on them, so I can just let them go free and just talk occasionally, but you know, it's mainly them.
Right.
And they can just, it's great.
And they're good at like taking over.
Yeah.
Like they'll take the reins.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes I'll be ready to like do the show and then they just go for it and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll be here, I'll just eat.
I know, that's what happens when you have hosts as guests.
Yeah, it's hard because every YouTuber is like the main star of the show. To have so many in a room, it's like, yeah, you gotta be careful.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everyone is talking.
Yeah, that's why I kind of hang back, because if I was also like, oh, also me, then it would, it'd be such an overpowering
It would.
thing.
There's just so much character and personality in one video.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. It looks like so much fun. Speaking of that channel, was there anything else that you like wanted to try on the Creative Play channel? Like,
Oh man.
because you guys do a lot of fun challenges and activities. I don't know, just off the top of your head, was there anything that you thought might be interesting to try?
Oh man. Usually I just tell them all of my ideas if I have any. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, because it's pretty much free game. Like,
Yes.
like we're ready to try
You
anything.
can do anything.
Ooh.
And would you like to try something with another YouTuber maybe? Like as a guest, have them on and just like do something crazy?
Oh my gosh.
Tough question.
Like, I don't know Dogan, we haven't met.
Okay.
But he's so interesting and cool. I want to do something with him,
Yeah, okay.
but I have no idea what.
Not sure.
Not sure.
How do you know of Dogan? Like, did you...
Twitter. I see his videos on Twitter all the time.
Oh.
And he's just so funny. Comedy gold. Love him.
Oh, that's awesome. So this would be like a great opportunity if you guys could collaborate in a video.
That'd be good.
He would bring a whole other like hilarious side to it.
Yeah, I feel nervous though, because he's so intelligent. I don't know him, but like from his videos, I'm like, he looks so intelligent, like he knows what he's doing. And I feel like kind of the opposite. I feel like,
That's not true.
Hey,
No.
how's it going? It's me. Yeah.
You'd feel a little intimidated.
A little bit.
Right.
But I'd keep cool, you know. I feel intimidated every day, but I just try it. I'm like, hey, man, it's cool. I'm chill.
Right.
Yeah, I just kind of hide the bit that's like, it's like huffing.
Pressure.
Yeah.
You need to be witty.
Yeah.
How do I be witty?
Oh God.
But I think you've got it because you have your own little like comedic taste.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I think you'll have it under control.
Hope so.
Yes.
I hope so.
I'm looking forward to seeing this video. Gotta make this happen. Yes. But I think we've gotten to know each other pretty good in this little chat here. Maybe we can leave with some last comments.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have anything that I did ask Chris Broad this as well.
Okay.
Do you have anything that you would, like any advice you would give to people who are watching your videos, maybe people who are aspiring to make their own videos or even get into acting? I don't know. Do you have some kind of advice for people who want to get into this world?
Yeah. A lot of people ask me like, oh, I want to start YouTube, or like, oh, I want to do this, or oh, I want to, but it's like, do it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you don't need all this expensive equipment or anything. I started filming on my phone. You can seriously just start filming on whatever you have. As long as you can film, you can use a free editor and you just upload it to the internet and you get started. Because if you spend time thinking, oh, I'm not going to be good enough, I don't have this equipment, I don't have this, you need time to figure out who you are on camera and what your own style is. So you might as well just start and learn and improve as you go.
Right.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
That's great advice. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I think what's stopping a lot of people is just like, how do I start?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what kind of video do I make?
It's intimidating right now. There are so many huge people and it can be hard to get started, but the only way to get started is to get started.
Exactly.
Yeah. So many people hold back, but don't hold back. Just give it a go. Yeah, that's my advice.
Right. So don't even worry too much about like your skills in editing or whatever. Just like make something, put it out there.
Everything I did was like self-taught. I went through with so many YouTube tutorials, Google, everything to just figure out my own style and how to use an editor and everything.
Right.
Editing program, not an editor.
Right.
I don't hire anyone.
Yeah. You're not, I don't know. Maybe someday.
Maybe someday, yeah. But for now, it's just me going.
Right. Kind of just like stressing a little about that. Good, yeah, that's really great advice. And I'm sure people can take that to heart and just like use that as inspiration to get started. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us today for our interview with Emma, or Tokidoki Traveller. She travels Tokidoki.
It's just Tokidoki.
If
If you don't know what Tokidoki means, it means sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I travel.
Sometimes traveler. Yes, but it was a great conversation with you. I had so much fun.
Thank you for talking with me.
No, thank you for talking with me.
Let's talk after this.
Yeah, let's talk a bit more. We'll talk again sometime. Let us know who you want us to interview next, and maybe we can make it happen for you. All right, so see you guys again next time. This has been your host, Shizuka Anderson. Once again, Emma. Bye, guys.